You are watching 32 teams in 32 days on the Game Time Sports Network.
It's a great day, sports world. So, what's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics? This is Larry Patterson for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports, right here on the GTSN. It's the Game Time Sports Network. Amon, we on the last team in the AFC South, man. How you feeling today?
Bro, man, we rolling through this joker, man. I feel good, man. You talk about a little bit of CJ Stroud and a little bit of Will Anderson, man. But yeah, let's go, bro.
So this team went 10-7 last year, made their second straight appearance in the playoffs, uh, winning the AFC South for a second straight year. So, did you know that CJ Stroud was 9-3 in his first two seasons in the AFC South?
No, I ain't know that. Not 9-3.
9-3 in the first two seasons. Um,
Whew.
no, yeah, 9-3 in the division. And
Oh,
yeah, 9-3 in the division in his first two seasons. So he's been taking over a little bit. This has been CJ Stroud's division the first 2 years. I mean, clearly there's nobody else. You got this team went 5-1 in their division last year. Started the season 8-5, hit the bye week, ended the season 2-2. Beat LA Chargers in the wild card round in what was an interception fest for Justin for Justin Herbert. And then they lost to Kansas City in the divisional round 23-14 in a game where it was some controversial calls in that game. I believe the Texans had their chances to win that, but obviously, the NFL loves Kansas City, so we're gonna.
oh, we not gonna do that. We not gonna play them games.
So
Oh no.
the NFL loves Kansas City, so I mean, hey, but Houston should have took care of business as well. Um, so with this team last year, CJ Stroud had a bit of a down year than he had the year before. So in the year before, he had what was it in 2023? Waiting for the producer to get this thing loaded up here. In his first season, he threw for over 4,000 yards. It was actually 4,108 with 23 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. In his second season, 3,727 yards, 20 touchdowns with 12 interceptions.
Mm.
So talk about the change there. Uh,
Good brother, you there? There you go. He coming back.
yo, yo,
Yo,
yo.
there you go.
All right. I got a phone call and then I'm on my phone, so something happened. Man. But anyways, Joe Mixon had his second straight 1,000-yard season, the fifth of his career. He had 1,016 yards with 11 touchdowns, so big season for him. Now he's on the shelf for about at least for the rest of training camp preseason. Um, he was pretty much the lone rusher, and then you had, I mean, Damian Pierce, who, let's face it, 2022 Damian Pierce. It's been a long time ago. He had like 927 yards. Ever since then, it's been like injuries there, but he rushed for 293. He had 7.3 yards a pop last year.
Mm.
Uh, Nico Collins led the team with targets, receptions, and yards. He had 68 for 1,006 and 7 touchdowns. So big year for him, despite playing only 12 games. Um, and then Dalton Schultz came through with 532 with off of 53 catches and 2 touchdowns. Tank Dell won't be around probably for this year, or for the season. I mean, that could be a possibility. He'll come through in the postseason. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But he had 667 on the yards with 3 touchdowns and 51 catches. Stephon Diggs did some work there, but of course, his season ended early as well. We're gonna get into John next. We're gonna get into him a little later on. We ain't gotta touch on him right now. The defense, Will Anderson, it seemed like that trade really pulled off, right?
Absolutely.
Him and Danielle Hunter both double digits in sacks. Danielle Hunter, I want to say, had 12. Yeah, yeah. Danielle Hunter had 12 and Will Anderson had 11. So the next players behind him was Tim Settle and Derek Barnett with 5. Henry 202, 202. I know I got that wrong, but he had 105 tackles, big step up in his second season. And then your boy Derek Stingley, 5 interceptions. The rookie last year, Kalen Bullock, he also had 5 interceptions, and Kamari Lassiter had 3 interceptions. That defense, that back end anyway, proven to be a problem. And then Derek Stingley got paid. Was it this offseason that he got paid? He got paid. So what's your thoughts on Houston from last season, with the disappointment and everything?
Yeah, man. This past season from Houston was a little bit of disappointment for me, only because of what we saw CJ Stroud, Coleridge, Bernard's rookie year. We seen him take a team to the playoffs and have a little bit of success in the playoffs, and the comeback year 2 of, I thought the receiving core that he had coming into 2024 was probably one of the top 4, top 5 receiving cores in the league, with Diggs, Nico, Mechie, Tank Dale. So I thought they was going to make some noise, and we was going to see an extended version of 2023. Yes, but unfortunately, things happen. Injuries happen. Diggs towards ACL versus New England early on in the season. He's on a new team now. Nico, you say only played 12 games. Surprisingly, Nico got a bag. Congratulations to Nico Collins. And we see Tank Dale, have his little, running. Remember, he got shot before the beginning of last year. So his season was already going to start off a little wonky. And, unfortunately, he got hurt, during this past season. And he just, prayers for him and speedy recovery. The defense was legit. You got Will Anderson, number 3 overall, number 2 overall pick, or whatever number overall pick he was when he came out a couple seasons ago in 2023. And the back end, Stingley, I know we'll have a heated debate here when we get to the AFC East, with the Jets about who is better between Stingley and your boy. But, I think Stingley, was good as advertised. Coming out of LSU, and he hasn't done anything to change my mind. He actually raised his play as the season went on last year, and so that's going to bode well for the Texans to give Kamari Lassiter and Bullock some confidence in that secondary. So overall, it was a bit of a disappointment for me, knowing that how they finished in 2023 about beating the Browns in the wild card playoff game, which that game wasn't even close. And then they going out and doing what they did to the Chargers last year in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, I expected a little more, but what I forgot to mention, or what I left out on purpose, was that offensive line, which is kind of not great, and that's why you see they got potentially 3 or 5 new starters on the offensive line this year. So yeah, man, I mean, just an above average season. I expected more, but hopefully 2025 we can keep Coleridge, Bernard straight up, and he can get back to his 2023 form.
That back end on the defense, since we just started talking about it, Derek Stingley had 18 pass defense, or pass deflection, same thing. Kalen Bullock had 11. Eric Murray had 10, and I don't think he's there anymore. I think he with the Jaguars now.
Yeah.
And then Kamari Lassiter had 10 as well. So
you think Sauce can do that?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Also, breaking news. Trey Hendrickson decided to end his holdout. So just
Yeah,
came
yeah,
up.
I did see that. That popped. Yeah, it did pop up.
Yeah. So for the stats for this team offensively, well, defensively, since we're on the subject, total defense they were sixth, pass defense they were sixth, rush defense they were 11th. Points allowed 14 with 21.9. Second in interceptions with 19, and they were tied for fourth in sacks with 49, and seventh in turnover differential. So I'm definitely expecting, and they did some drafting as well. Added some guys in free agency who we're about to talk about. So I think this team is well on their way to, higher regions other than divisional round.
Yeah, man, but they got to bounce back though, man. They can't let. Yes, they won a playoff game last year, and they beat the Chargers. But the Chargers, let's keep it a. Not taking not taking anything away from the Texans, but the Herbert's kind of imploded down in the stretch. You know what I mean? It's like he just whatever reason, whatever color Houston was wearing that day, he just threw the ball there. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you got to be in the right place at the right time. But if you look at the Texans throughout the season, CJ Stroud was getting beat up every Sunday. Like I would turn on just to watch the Texans at 1:00 or whatever time they played. He was getting beat up, and in order for the Texans to be successful and be the class of the division, as they would say, you have to keep him upright, because you've seen what he did when he's upright 2 years ago. And like I said, they played the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. Oh no, they played the Ravens. Was it the Ravens last year? Or was it
They played you talking about in the postseason?
in the postseason?
They played the Ravens in the postseason, CJ Stroud's rookie season, so the year
Right,
before
played
last.
the Chiefs last year.
Yeah.
Right, and think about it. Though that game was what 23-14, the Chiefs game.
That was a close game.
It was closer than what the score really was. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
couple fourth down, conversions here and there. Hey man, they're punching the ball into the end zone. So
Yeah.
I definitely think they have to start fast and get CJ. Not saying that he's lost confidence, but you don't want him to take his you want him to take his confidence to another level. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for come September 7th.
He got sacked 52 times. So
Beat up,
that's like the second most behind Caleb Williams, possibly. But
beat up.
52 times being sacked is a lot.
But it's like flashbacks of David Carr in 02, boys. You know how it was in 02 when he was there. And the expansion team, I mean, it was like every 2 days David Carr was on his back. I'm like, God. And that's what I was thinking when I was watching the Texans last year. I was like, man, they cannot play, they cannot do this and expect, CJ to play 10, 15 years with this team, because the way he getting beat up, he ain't gonna be around for much longer. He's going to want out or whatever the case may be. But which we will address here in a few short minutes, they did address the offensive line via some big trades and some free agents in draft. So
They traded left tackle Larry Tunsil to the Commanders. Do you don't have the exact compensation for the trade right in front of you, do you?
if I'm correct, brother, I think it was a 2 and a 4 that they got back this year, this draft, and something next year. Producer, pull it up for me right quick.
So
I might have it right here. I got it right here. Right here. The Washington Commanders traded for Houston Texans left tackle Larry Tunsil and draft picks. The Commanders sent a 3rd round pick and a 2020 fifth 7th round pick and a 2026 second round pick. So I know it was a second round pick in there somewhere. So they'll get that. Houston will get that back this year. Yeah, man. So a 3rd and a seventh in 2027, 2025, and a 2026 second round pick. So I mean, they got some capital coming back to the team, man. But the trade, if I'm not mistaken, I did hear something about the offensive line room was toxic. I heard that out there that that room was not the best room to be in. So that's why some of the moves were made, according to what I was reading on Twitterverse and those things. The Athletic as well, that the offensive line room wasn't up to snuff. So that's why that departure happened.
Yeah, you can imagine being sacked 52 times. Like you can kind of see why going with this offense, they were ranked 22nd. In the pass offense, ranked 21st. Rush offense ranked 15th, 19th in points, and of course sacked 54 times. Uh, well, it was 52. Well, no, it was 52. 52 times he got sacked, and they were tied for 19th on third down percentage.
Yeah, man, they took a step back and off. One thing I don't understand about the league, and maybe like I said, D'Amico Ryans, he know his team better than anybody else. I don't understand the Bobby Slowick firing as the OC of CJ Stroud's rookie year. I don't understand that because he's only been 2 years into the league now, but he played his best ball under Bobby. Getting him out on the end, play action boots, and so I don't know what happened. I don't know if the relationship just went sour and different philosophies. I don't know what, but you can definitely tell that Bobby Slowick wasn't the OC this year when CJ was out there on the field.
Well, let's just go back to what you were saying about the locker room. And I think Slowick might have not something to do with that, but at times that offense was stale. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think D'Amico really wanted to fire Slowick, but it's, hey, we got to make some kind of changes here if we're going to make that next step. Because mind you, Texans all time are 0-6 in the divisional round. 0-6. And they became an expansion team in what, 2002?
2002, yeah.
I remember I had a Derek Carr jersey. So,
Ooh,
right. Nothing to brag about. Um,
mm.
but yeah, 2002, and then you really didn't start winning until I want to say what Matt Schaub had got
Matt Sharp,
there,
yeah.
and JJ
Aaron
Watt,
Foster, Matt Sharp.
Aaron Foster.
Boy, you had a David Carr jersey back in '02, boy. That must have been hard times for you, boy. And just
I,
in high school too. God, Lord.
at the time, we was just we kids, so we wearing any type of jersey. We weren't
No,
sad.
not that one, bro. No, 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 no.
I'm by myself on this one, right?
Yeah, you on your own, brother. I ain't come to Prince Edward County with no David Carr jersey on back in '02. I ain't know. I think you're the first person I ever know somebody have an expansion jersey their first year in the league. Oh, that's crazy. But
Hey, man, trying to clown me, man.
yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one right there. I probably would have kept that one tucked. I would have tucked that one for sure. But woo.
Key additions for this team. CJ Gardner Johnson, I think he's going to be, he produces everywhere he goes. A little bit of a hothead, but he makes up for it. I love CJ Gardner Johnson. Other guys that they picked up were Braxton Berrios for like special teams help. Ronald Darby was at kind of like at the tail end of his career and things. Cam Robinson, which Jacksonville got. He was in Jacksonville, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone from there. So that tell you how Jacksonville felt about him. And then EJ Speed, we spoke on him the other day. He was one of the 4 Colt defensive players that had 100+ tackles.
Yep.
So now Houston picks him up, and then you grab Lakin Tomlinson as well. Offensive guard. Key losses, Laramie Tunsil, as we spoke on, Stephon Diggs, Kendrick Green was another one. I think ended up getting traded to, was it Philly?
Who was it?
No, Kenyon Green. Kenyon Green, I believe, got traded to
Philly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly.
Yeah, so Kenyon Green got traded to Philly, and then Kendrick Green, they also uh got rid of him as well. Um, Neville Hewitt, Jerry Hughes, Shaq Mason, another one they got rid of. So
Mm.
all together got
Those
7. Go ahead.
those names on paper don't sound bad, but for some reason it just like with Kenyon Green, he was always a struggle coming out of Texas A&M. But it don't sound bad on paper, man. But for some reason, it did not work in Houston for some reason.
Absolutely not. This team is returning 17 starters with 8 on offense, 9 on defense. So that should be a big plus for them. Uh, let's uh, let's touch on this roster real quick. So we got CJ at quarterback. In the running back position, Joe Mixon. We don't know the whole full status of him, but behind him, you got Nick Chubb, you got Damian Pierce, and you got Woody Marks from
Ooh,
USC,
I like
bringing
Wood.
some excitement to the running back room.
I like Mr. Marks.
Yes, sir. Woody Marks got a chance to, especially with Joe being out now, he's
And
got
then
a chance.
Chubb out here week to week with them knees of his. Boy, he got my grandma knees out there now, so
Man, what if Chubb can turn it around, man?
it'd be terrible. If he could turn it around, man, and go back 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you get Mixon back somewhere along during the season. Like this team could be something
It's
to
on
handle.
paper. On paper, it's there to do some damage for sure. I'm gonna say that. On
Yeah,
paper, it's there to do damage.
games still got to be played.
Absolutely.
Uh, and they added Christian Kirk as well. You got Nico, you got Tank, who's going to be out. But then John Mechie is a name that he's a first round pick, right?
Second.
Second round pick.
Yes.
Okay, so his first year did not go so well.
Yeah, he was coming off.
Oh yeah,
He had like a little.
answer.
Yeah, he was
Was
battling. So, yes.
yeah. So okay. So my bad, John.
Yeah, was fighting for life, but he pulled through for sure though.
So his first year, 30 targets. He played 16 games in 2023. So he was drafted in 2022. All right, bet.
Mhm.
So he came back the second season. He got 30 targets, 16 catches, 158 yards, no touchdowns. His second season, 37 targets, 24 catches, 254 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Mm.
You know, he's more of like that go route, the go route guy. Take the top of the defense off kind of guy.
Yeah, like when he's out there, bro, I think he's very reliable, man. It's just a simple fact of, bro, we need you out there. And with these, we're going to talk about 2 receivers that they drafted this year, and how much production is he's going to have with the new arrival. So this will be curious and interesting to see. And then when we get to the rookies, I got a little beef with the Texans organization. I'm gonna explain it a lot further when we get to rookies, the rookies for sure.
All right, so while we right there, let's go to the rookies.
Okay.
So that's your draft picks for 2025 in the second round. They didn't have. How did they lose that first round pick? My mind be like, I don't know, but they didn't have a first round pick, so they had 2 second round picks. Did they trade out of the first round? I believe
Yes.
they traded out of the first round. That's how they got 2 second round picks. Okay, so pick 34, you took wide receiver Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. Also in the second round, pick 48, you took Ariante Ursary.
Mm-hmm. No,
Out of,
you're right the first time.
oh man, got it, ain't it? I'm stepping
Mm-hmm.
up in the world. but he's from Minnesota. In the third round, you had 2 third-round picks, pick 79, wide receiver Jalen Noel out of Iowa State. And then pick 97, you had cornerback Jalen Smith out of USC. Fourth round, you pick Woody Marks, running back out of USC. Sixth round, pick 187, you took safety Jalen Reed out of Penn State. Pick 197, quarterback Graham Mertz from Florida. 224 in the seventh round, Keontae Hamilton out of Rutgers, defensive tackle. And then Luke Lachey, tight end out of Iowa in the seventh round. How you feel about this draft class? I think they did pretty damn good.
Yeah, man, I feel good about the draft class, man. I really do like it. Between Jalen Noel, Ariante Ursary, Jaden Higgins, Woody Marks. I even like Graham Mertz a little bit for some quarterback depth on the roster. Yeah, he's been in the league, been in college forever. He started at Wisconsin, then went to Florida. So we've been knowing him for about 6-7 years in college, though. But yeah, good class, man. I think it's a class that's going to pay quick dividends for them. I can see they're off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 5 of their picks, the first 5, making day one impacts on this team, definitely for sure.
Absolutely. Especially like with Jaden Higgins and Ursary, depending on where. This is why I hope. Well, I was hoping we can get a Texans expert in here to see how these guys are doing in camp. But if that Ursary pick from Minnesota that can work out, and then with the Jalen Noel pick, because let's face it, like CJ gonna need all the weapons he needs, because I mean Tank, you losing a big part of him for pretty much a good portion of the season, if not the whole season. So you're gonna need some weapons in there. I mean, good job of getting Christian Kirk, I believe trading for him, and then you're able to pick up 2 wide receivers within the top 100. Oh, and then also picking up a potential running back as well. So as far as offensively, I think they did a damn good job of addressing the needs that they need to address. Cornerback, you add to that cornerback room with Jalen Smith from USC, and also with the safety group with Jalen Reed out of Penn State. You know how that defense, and it's particularly in that back the back end has been pretty good. And then you pick up Graham Mertz. Who knows what that's going to be? Um, as a starter right there, absolutely not. But then you, but then you get Keontae Hamilton. In the seventh round. Who knows what that's going to be? What that pick is going to turn out? And then Luke Lachey. Who knows what a seventh round tight end could do? I think coming from Iowa, you think he could help in that run game. Make that run game a little bit better. But then you got Dalton Schultz in front of him, and I'm pretty sure they could probably use him in some packages as well. So, but I think
Yeah,
I think this draft class is pretty good. Jaden Higgins had 1,183 yards last year with 9 touchdowns. I was trying to pull that up when we was talking about him, but of
yeah.
course, of course, my phone moving all slow and stuff. But
but yeah, all right. So this is where I got my beef with the Texans. Can you hear me, brother?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is my beef. Like Houston, Houston faithful. I don't know who Nick Casario is their GM still,
Yeah. Yep.
but why is it that certain franchises make things more difficult for the rest of the league? And what I mean by that is you got Jimmy Haslam going up there and giving Deshaun Watson whatever he gave up for Deshaun Watson, and plus the money on top of that, all guaranteed, right? And that was a thorn in everybody's side in the league because, especially with going the quarterback, hey, he got a fully guaranteed contract. I need that. Okay, so that's one hurdle we climb, right? And we
Mhm.
think we're over that. So now the Houston Texans want to be set, but want to set precedents and want to give Jaden Higgins a fully guaranteed second round pick rookie contract. And that sent the uproar up through the whole league. Like, why are you out here giving second round picks fully guaranteed contracts? We all know it's already hard enough for the first rounders to get all the money they can, even though their money's already slotted 1 through 32. No matter where you go, whatever position you play, whatever your number you pick, that's what you're slotted to get.
Mm-hmm.
But now you out here you want to give Jaden Higgins a guaranteed rookie contract as a second rounder, which I'm all for. You getting your money. Hey, get your bread, players. But you just made things more difficult on the rest of the league. And I'm sitting here. I don't know who's picking behind Houston, but okay, Jaden Reed got a fully guaranteed contract. I'm Quinshawn Judkins up here in Cleveland. Yes, he's battling some legal troubles or whatever the case may be. Hey, if he got his fully guaranteed, can I get why mine can't be guaranteed? And it just built a riffraff and a battle between the agents and team owners and team owners and team representatives. And it's like, golly, bro, nobody's ever guaranteed a second round pick or rookie contract. Now I got my agents of my players on my team that I drafted, and their agents are looking at me like, okay, this brother got this, so can I get mine 75% guaranteed? Can I get mine 60% guaranteed? And they just made it a lot more complicated than it had to be this offseason, with giving Jaden Higgins a fully guaranteed second round pick contract. I think that was my only beef with the Texans in this offseason. Like, why would you go do something that's never been done before? I get it, you want to take care of your players, but you are one organization, but you got 31 other organizations fighting you at the same time. Like, yo, why are you going to do this? And you're going to set not a bad precedent, but you're going to set a precedent for every other team in the league, and every other second round pick is going to come in like, okay, well, your boy Jaden Higgins got 4 years, $11 million, all of it guaranteed. Hey, I was 2 picks after him. Can I get 95% guaranteed? What it is? I think you just make it more, conversations and more negotiations a little more difficult than what it need to be, instead of just getting what you get as a second round pick and being happy. But that's my little riffraff and little beef with the Texans right now. But nevertheless, great draft class up and down the board. So
if that Higgins pick turns out to be like lights out, I'm not gonna go through stats, but if it turns out to be like this is worth every bit of guaranteed money we're giving him, then they're gonna look back at that and be like, okay,
that's money well spent.
money well spent, and then they can go in the record books and like, look what Houston did. And like you said, it's gonna spark other players that are second round picks to look at their placement and like, hey, he got this. So I understand why the NFL, the league, all the 31 other teams might be looking at Houston like, you what are you doing here? But then that Jaden Higgins pick might be the pick that just makes it
make it all worthwhile. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: if this Jaden Higgins pick end up working out very well, and he becomes one of them ones, God forbid when the extension on the way. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. But I like Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State anyway. 6'4", 6'5". I was a big fan of his. I was hoping that he'll be there in the second round for my team, but we traded up and Houston got to him before. We traded back and Houston got to him before we did. But I'm a big fan of Jaden Higgins, but not a fan of that setting the precedent for the rest of the league with that contract.
And you got Nico Collins, who's like, you can throw it up, he go get it. And then Jaden Higgins is another wide receiver that, hey, throw that thing up.
Yeah, Nico Collins is another University of Michigan guy. I just feel like, I'm a two-bone horn here a little bit. I just feel like every team that we covered this year, we brought up Michigan somewhere, some way. I don't know. It's just breed excellent football players in that part of the country, man. It's just amazing.
I mean, when Harbaugh can, turn programs around, and I don't know how many playoff appearances y'all got in the last recent years with coming away with just one championship. I mean, kudos to y'all, but he definitely set the tone over there. I don't know about now, but
I hope. We coming. We on the way. Don't worry. Give us a couple years. I just hope he don't set that tone in the NFL and go crazy in the AFC West. So that's my Harbaugh, my guy, but I'm praying for his downfall in the NFL. I promise.
Cam Robinson at left tackle, Laken Tomlinson at left guard, with Jake Andrews. I'm not sure if he was there last year, but he's at center. You got Jared Patterson behind him. And then Titus Howard at right guard, Blake Fisher at right tackle. With the Ursery pick, is there a chance that he could beat, because he's sitting behind Cam Robinson right now, is there a chance that he could beat Cam for that job?
No question. No question. Because Cam, don't get me wrong, no disrespect to Cam Robinson, but there's a reason why he on his third, fourth team or whatever team he on right now.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reason why he's not. There's a reason why he's not in Jacksonville right now.
Juice Scruggs, wasn't he a former? What was he? A former second round?
Second or fourth round pick, I think. I want to say a second or fourth round.
Yeah,
pick.
he picked 62.
Second round pick.
Former second round pick, and he's behind Laken Tomlinson right now. So that's clear that's not working out. But do you? Okay, question: do you think with the moves that they've made, getting Larry Tunsil out of there, and the recent moves that they made in the offensive line, do you think it's a better offense? I know, of course, you don't know, but do you feel like it could be an improvement from where it was last year with CJ Stroud getting sacked 652 times?
It has to be. It has to be, or why did you trade Tunsil then?
Yeah.
It's just you have to. Now Tunsil, he's probably one of the top. What you want to say? Top 8 to 12 tackle in the league. So for you to move on, for you to move on from him, it wasn't a talent thing with him, so it had to be something internally going on to where they're like, you know what, hey, let's cut bait, move forward, and just start from scratch.
I think I did hear it was like some kind of like distractions there.
Yeah.
I don't know how big of the distractions it was, but I think from what they were talking about, it was just kind of like it was meant like it's time to go ahead and let's just break this thing up.
You don't wore your welcome out in Houston. You done been here with, you know what I'm saying? Let's move on.
On the other side of the ball, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, as we spoke on, good duo of pass rushers, right? They're probably top as a top 5 pass rush duo in the league right now. It's not a lot. I mean, wouldn't you say? Pass rush duo?
No. They're in my top 3, but I'm trying to figure out who
else.
You know what I mean? It's like, dang, like 2 bona fide like studs, like just coming off the edge. Like
it's not many. It's not many if you think about it. Like how many double digits did you say? Whereas we've been reading this stuff all from every team that we covered. How many double digit sack guys have we sat here and named all? It's not a lot.
Talked about Trayvon Walker and Hines Allen yesterday, but they weren't in double digits though, were they?
No, just Trayvon Walker was the only one, but Hines Allen had 8. But like everybody else, we didn't see double digit sacks out of multiple players on one defense. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Think about it. Let's since we're here, let's who would be what 2 tandem would you rather not have? Would you rather have? I'm thinking about that right now.
With a productive Danielle Hunter, who's, let's face it, like if he ain't injured, he's productive as hell. Like
yeah.
And then with Will Anderson, and think about the compensation that they gave up for him.
It was that talking about well spent compensation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That type of move is a bold move, but if this goes to show, if you hit big and you strike gold, that's what you get. Like they struck gold with CJ Stroud and they struck gold with Will Anderson, risking some of their future to go up and get Will Anderson because he won't gonna be there for them. He won't go be Pat. Whoever, I don't know who's picking behind him, but they're probably gonna select him then. But it was the offer that was too good to pass up.
3rd overall.
So whoever was 3rd overall that year, I can't remember. But yeah, man.
Arizona. Remember they traded with Arizona.
And then Arizona came back up Arizona moved to no. Houston was 12, and then they moved up from 12 to 3, and then deep. I think Arizona didn't move back, and then they came back up to 6 and took Paris Johnson. They trade like 3 or 4 times in that span to get to 6 to get Paris Johnson, because we thought we picked 7. We picked Tyree Wilson at 7th, and we thought we was gonna get Paris Johnson, but Arizona came back up from 12 and picked him. I remember how I played out there because I was like, oh shoot, we about to take Paris Johnson, and then Arizona came back up from 12 to Detroit spot and picked up Paris Johnson, and then that's how Jahmyr Gibbs got in Detroit at pick 11 or 12. That's how that played out. I can't believe I remember that. Woo. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I don't know another pass rushing duo. We're getting off track here, but I don't remember another pass. I don't know another pass rushing duo that's better than them two right now. I mean, chat, if y'all know anybody, Jay, Rob, Daryl, if y'all know anybody, Mike, help us out, man. But it's tough.
And then, the guys behind, on the tackles, you got Tim Settle Jr., who's been in the league for a minute, and then Fatu Kasi, who's productive as well. Behind them, you got Darryl Taylor, Vet, Mario Edwards, Sheldon Rankins, Danico Archer. So they deep, along with the rookie Keontae, learning from those guys. So they deep at that position. And then you go to the linebacker position, one of my favorite positions on this team, is they deep as well. All right, look at this. Henry 20202. I hope I'm saying that right now. Like that's a crazy name, but I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Aziz Al Shahir, who's been going through the controversy of how he plays. Remember, he got kicked out or ejected a couple games last year.
Man, they wanted to cancel that man for the way he did Sunshine. It was on his, you know what?
Then you take on EJ Speed, who had a career year last year from the Colts. You get him to come over to a division rival. I like the front 3 with the and plus Christian Harris there as well, who remember in that playoff game against the Browns, he had that interception return or something like that. So I like the linebacker room, what they have going on. 20202 will be one of my players to watch as we get to the later on in the show. The cornerback room deep as well, with Stingley and Lassiter and Petrie there as well, and then you got guys behind them, and then Gardner Johnson and Lassiter. Gardner Johnson and Kalen Bullock, who also had 5 interceptions last year. So like this defense, if you look at it, they are deep.
They scary too, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, and then by the way, you got D'Amico Ryans in his heyday was probably one of the best linebackers in the league. Oh, he's your head coach.
Yeah. I see what he's doing there.
I see what you're doing, D'Amico.
Yeah, I see what he's doing. He trying to. This defense is about to be nasty. I guess assuming everybody can stay healthy. Derek Stingley had some injury issues in his first his first season. I think he only played like 3 games, and then I don't think he played a lot last year, but he still missed time. But let's see what he can get out of his 4th season, his 4th season, something like that.
Fourth, yeah.
So we'll see what that secondary working with. You want to go to the schedule?
Yeah, let's go to the schedule.
You had something else to add?
I don't think I had him obese with the Texans organization. No, I don't. I don't got him obese. I'm good.
All right.
I think the only beef I got is between, our debate between Sauce and Stingley, but we'll say that for another day.
Oh, so I'm not saying Stingley definitely deserves contract, but I will say in terms of last year, huh?
You about to be a hater right now?
No. Oh, okay. In terms of last year, like Stingley definitely deserved his contract. Sauce, I feel like it was a little early, but I feel like it was a little early because I feel like during the season they might have could have got that done. like I would have been like, hey, you had a down year last year, but show us a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
but
don't, I think it's just the ball production for me that separates them two. In my opinion, it's like Stingley go get that thing. Not to say Sauce don't. He just don't have the interceptions that Stingley does. But I don't know. We'll table that for the Jets episode, I guess.
hey, remember, it ain't all about the sacks.
It ain't.
I
It, it,
mean, I mean, it's not all about the interceptions.
it ain't. It ain't,
So
man. It's just the way when you have when you used to great legendary corners playing for your team, and all they do is take the ball away. So you've had Chris Harris and Patrick Surtain, in your franchise, but you ain't had a Charles Woodson, or
oh, don't
Willie
forget
Brown.
Champ Bailey as well.
Champ. You ain't had a Charles Woodson or Willie Brown or Lester Hayes. You ain't had none of them or Jack Tatum. You ain't had none of that. So I understand when you don't, when you're not used to that, you're used to just, the little PBU. But we take the ball and we go the other way. That's why we got all the hard. It's not even about us. So we take the
Do
ball.
I do I have to send you a picture later, or a video later on of Chris Harris in that black hole and what he did?
I mean, we understand what he did. I'm not saying that Chris Harris not. Oh, but he ain't. He ain't. We take the ball, put it in the paint. But
Man,
anyway, I'm just used to the ball production. Hey, go get it. I want to see if you that guy. Um, let me see. Let me see you have 5-6 interceptions at the end of the year. And that's what Stingley's doing. He's okay. He's taking the ball away. He's, like you said, the turnover differential. He's putting that in your favor. You know what I mean? So that's why I thought Stingley was. Some people have him top 5, top 6. I have him in like he's probably top 3 corners for me in the league. But nevertheless, let's go to the schedule, brother.
yeah, top 10 in turnover differential. So good point right there. So this team starts out on week 1 at 4:25. They are at Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Week
Good
two,
God.
you got a Monday night matchup against Tampa Bay at home. So that's we'll see how that looks. Week 3, you're at Jacksonville. Week 4, you're at home against the Titans. And week 5, you're at Baltimore.
The litmus test.
Yes. So not only do you face 2 division opponents, but you got Baltimore, you got the Rams, you got the God, man, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, they got the
Early
first
bye
schedule.
week at that. Early bye week in week 6. And then you're at Seattle, which is a tough environment to go into. And then you're at home for a 3-game stretch where you face San Francisco, Denver, and Jacksonville. Then you go on the road in week 11 to face Tennessee. Back at home against Buffalo.
Good God.
At the Colts. At the Chiefs. Then you're back at home against the Cardinals, the Raiders. At the Chargers in week 17 before finishing off at Indianapolis in week 18. My goodness. They really got the first place schedule right here, bro.
Yes, Lord. Boy, you got the Raiders December 21st, the Chargers, and then you got MVP Daniel Jones January 4th. God.
Great acknowledgement.
Man,
Great acknowledgement.
that's terrible. That is tough. All right, but on a serious note, man, good Lord, bro. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pass rushers, right? You got week 1, you got Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. And then you got week 2, you got Hassan Reddick coming back, ready
Elijah
to roll.
Nancy.
Yeah, and then you got Hines and Trayvon, and then you got what's the boy? You got Meatloaf, and then
Jeffrey Simmons.
and then you coming back. Oh, you got Odafe Owe and all, and those boys coming off the edge.
Alvin
Alvin
Noy.
Noy. Yeah, then you got to see. I don't know anybody on the Seahawks defensive line. Oh, then you got Nick Bosa and Michael Williams coming up, and then you got Zach Allen, Nick Benito, and the boys coming in after that. And then you got Hines Allen again. Then you got Jeffrey and them again. Oh, then you got Joey Bosa and Gregory Rousseau coming after that. And then you got Quiddy Pay and all and them boys. And then you got, we ain't got to say, Carl Loftus and Jones, the law firm. Woo. And then you got old man Calais and that young mob out there in Walter Nolan and them boys in Arizona. Then you got Max and Malcolm and Tyree and then you got Mac and old school Mac, and then you got boy.
This is tough, man. How many wins do you see coming out of this?
Oh my god. Boy, this AFC South might be looking like the NFC South, man. 9 wins might get it. 9 wins might get it, bro.
See, there's not a lot of people that's doing what we're doing by sitting here going through every team.
9 wins might get it.
And then checking like the little things within, whether that's rosters and then schedules. This schedule is crucial.
Yeah, and that's no slight to the AFC South. You know, they're going to be better. Cam Ward's going to be, he's going to play. Trevor Lawrence, you expect him to take a jump. Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, with the weapons they have, they're going to make some noise.
MVP.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Hitting that A and B gap.
I bet you I'll never watch football again if he win MVP. I burn all my stuff I got. Yeah, man. You playing. You play too much. 9 wins might get it done for him, bro. I see 9. I see about 9, 10.
Yeah, I can see them getting their third straight 10 win season. The offensive line definitely in question. You got to see what that looks like. I love the weaponry that they have out there and the potential in the running back room. Stroud, you got to. I know he probably had some holding on to the ball issues as well, just like any other young quarterback. But would love to see that line get those sack numbers there. And then I just want to like this defense. I think this defense is going to be like lights out, man. My players, before we get into more or less, let's go to my players to watch. Henry 2020. Is that how you say that?
Henry Toho.
Toho.
Yeah.
Okay, I see the Toho. All right.
That's crazy.
And then John Mechie, I think he's in a contract year, and I want to see him potentially make that big step up and get some extra targets in there and make the most of your opportunities. And then with the rookies to watch, Keontae Hamilton and Jaden Higgins. I was doing this early, so it's like I was picking 2, but there's obviously others that I'm looking at. But those 2 stand out to me the most, and I hope Keontae can kind of push his way up. I know he's got a lot of ride on him being a 7th round pick, but especially Jaden Higgins, I think he can make an immediate impact.
Mr. Guaranteed.
Mr. Guaranteed.
God bless America, bro.
So and more or less, CJ Stroud, 3,727 yards, 20 touchdowns. In terms of yards and touchdowns, does he go more or less?
I'm a big believer in CJ Stroud. I think he's in the next tier of the big 4, big 5, however you want to categorize it. I believe he's in that next wave, that second half of the second half of the top 6-15. So maybe run that 9-10 range, 11 range. I'm a big fan of his. So I'm gonna say you have more. I'm gonna have a bounce back year. 30 touchdowns, 25 to I'm gonna say 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a little over 4,200 yards. Yeah.
Nico Collins, 68 catches, 1,006 yards with 7 touchdowns. In terms of yards and touchdowns, does he go more or less?
How many touchdowns you say he had?
7. Might be
more yards, and I'm gonna say less touchdowns because of Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins will have something to say about that.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna say more yards, and I'm gonna say like right at the same, potentially lower with the touchdowns. Uh, this is a good one. Kamari Lassiter, 3 interceptions last year. Does he go more or less?
I'm gonna say he stays right where he is. Because if he look, if he end up with more than 3 interceptions and Stingley had what he had from last year, their turnover differential gonna be plus 20, and they won the Super Bowl.
Derek Stingley, more or less than 5 interceptions.
I'm gonna say stay right there at 5. He ain't going no more than that though. He'll have more than Sauce.
Okay. You hit it. You hit that here first. When Sauce come out, got 6-7 interceptions and player of the month, AFC player of the month, like 2 months in a row. Yeah.
He gotta be Pat Surtain then if he come out there with 6-7 interceptions.
Ain't nobody be past the team.
All he gonna do is when the ball get there, he gonna smack it in and gonna flex his muscle, catch the ball.
Ain't
Nobody Pat Surtain out here. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't even gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? I can't even hate. Ain't nobody scared of him though. He wasn't ready 2 years ago, but he ready now though. So,
Oh, he's ready now.
absolutely, 1,000%. I wouldn't even throw grass this way.
I was about to say something about Geno and his interception, but we're gonna say that for another time. Henry Toe 202, or however you said it. How did you say it again?
Henry Toe.
Henry Toe. My bad, Henry.
Yeah,
105, 105 tackles last year. Does he go more or less? Because he had a big step up from, like, I want to say he had 30 something tackles in his first year. You know, he had 6.
I'm gonna say he stay about right where he at, man, because he's a big part of it. He's the green dot guy, so
yeah.
I'm gonna say he's a big. I'm gonna say he stays right where he, maybe a little more. I'm gonna give him a 115. I'm gonna shoot for 115.
And I'm gonna put these two together. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, 12 and 11 together, 23 sacks combined. Together, both of them combined, do they get more or less than 23 sacks?
I'm gonna say they stay right there, bro. 23, 24 in that area. I ain't going to, because that'd be crazy. If they do more than that, then they had Bruce Smith and Reggie White out there, bad boy. No, so I'm gonna say they stay right there at 23 combined.
Danielle Hunter is a healthy player, bro. So like his first year, he played 14 games, but his second year, 16, 2021, he only played 7 games. And then after that, played 2 more years in Minnesota with 17 games, and he came to Houston with 17 games.
And he got paid, got rewarded for it too. So
that's an Iron Man. So hopefully the healthiness can stay with Neil Hunter, because that's an Iron Man right there. So
absolutely.
Any other final things you got on the Texans? Big expectations you got coming for this team this year?
No, the only expectations I do have is just be right there and have a home playoff game. I expect them to win a division, have a home playoff game, and I expect CJ Stroud to have a bounce back year. And hey, man, like we said at the beginning of the show, it's not like the Chiefs or the Ravens blew them out the last 2 times they played them in the playoffs the last 2 years. I mean, it wasn't lopsided. It was a 1-score game. Hey, one rookie mistake here or one error here by the offense or whatever the case may be. They're right there in each ball game. So, I mean, I expect them to, not saying they're going to beat those teams or whatever the case may be. And, this year they have the opportunity to. Their opportunity is right in front of them. So it's up to them to take it and run with it. So, yeah, man, I expect them to be, bounce back and be right in the playoff mix come January.
Not to say that they're going to beat them, but they played them enough where it's like, hey, we belong up there with the Buffaloes, the Kansas Cities, the Baltimores.
Sure,
I ain't gonna put Cincinnati in that conversation until they. I mean, I guess Cincinnati as far as offensively, but I mean,
When you
Cincinnati
got
got
Joe Burrow, you got a chance. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. So I'm expecting them to kind of like get over that division hump. As I said, 0-6 in the all time in divisional round. This season, I'm expecting you to get over that hump and at least AFC Championship game appearance. That's what I'm expecting out of them. But we'll see how that goes, man. Uh, I think we done with the AFC South. We got 2 divisions left. We are almost through with 32 teams in 32 days. Thank everybody for rocking with us, viewing, commenting, sharing, liking, all that good stuff. Mon, thank you once again for another episode. We're gonna be in another division tomorrow, NFC East. I don't know off top who we start with. Might be Dallas, might be Washington. Who knows? But you got anything else to add, brother?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing to add, man. We're gonna do NFC East tomorrow. Just pray for us, pray for our safety, through the streets of where we live at, where we grew up at. Because if we say one wrong thing about any of these teams this week, this might be my last ride, y'all. I don't know because they serious about them Cowboys and them Giants and them Eagles and these Commanders over here, especially these Philly fans. Oh man, it could be so obnoxious, and I promise you, it's gonna be so bad when it comes to the Philly episode. But yeah, man, I'm curious, to see what your thoughts and opinions on the old Cowboys and contract situation. I got my thoughts about that, but I'll keep that to myself.
I
But
know you got some thoughts about that.
oh, absolutely, I do.
I
But
know Rob got some thoughts about that too. We're gonna have Rob on for the Cowboys. I think I had somebody for the Commanders and the Eagles. Tyrone Montgomery for the Eagles. Shout out to Tyrone from the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Be interested in talking to him with his Eagles philosophy. So yeah, man, it's this has been a joy to be doing. Just giving out this information to these teams and everybody that's following. Thank you once again. Amon, if you ain't got nothing else, we are out of here and we will see you guys tomorrow.